Alright, let's go for some League of Empires. I'm starting with Division 6. Dying to the War. Good team name here. It's relatable for any AOE 2 player, I think. So, everyone's off to a decent start here. 0 idle this time, but we're only at 7 leaders. That's going to switch up. Simnu, good morning, good morning. Let's have a look at the civilizations here for lakes. I seem to have, team colors toggled here. I'm gonna start with the pocket, like I usually do. We have Lithuanians pocket here for 3 more. Good pick for hybrid maps, Lithuanians. You could, if you want to, you could just focus exclusively on wood to begin with, and then rush up your dock. I think, I'm not sure if that's what Tremor did here, but at least the dock is going up fairly early here, which is nice. This is 4 lakes, as the name states, and you really want to make use of the abundance of fish that is in these corners. So I'm glad to see that Tremor is placing a dock here. Lithuanians, fantastic cavalry civilization, get a +1 attack boost per relic up until 4 relics. So could have some amazing late game paladins if you're able to snag 4 relics. As for the flanks here, we have the R input here with the Byzantines flank. Byzantines, very versatile civ, cheap trash, good options. Taking a scouts fight here, so the opponent has already found Purple's location here. They seem quite close. So I'm guessing Byzantines on the flank side will be playing the archers line units, like, Men-at-Arms archers, straight archers, something like that. Could also go into skirmish defense as needed, but that's usually not a good option in team games, considering that the pocket player will almost always have a cavalry civilization and bring scouts or knights or that sort of thing to take out skirmishers of the opponent. To the right side, we have the Simonu here with the Berbers flank. That's a bit more uncommon, but great mobility in the civilization, potentially countering cav archers from, for example, the Huns here, with the unique unit, the Camel Archer. And cheaper cavalry, cheaper knights, camels, everything in the cast age, 15% cheaper, 20% cheaper in the Imperial Age, but does not get paladin, but huge cast age power spike. As for dying to the boar here, we have Lithuania's pocket here as well, so no significant advantage between the pockets. It's going to come down to decision making and unit compositions here for the teams who gets the better end of the deal. To the right side, we have Huplamat here with the Huns on the flank. So, Huns, lots of options, I'd say. Their dock is going to be a little bit delayed due to missing 100 wood to start the game, but they never need to build houses. So Huns, in that sense, have a much easier way of sustaining the fish economy and army production and everything at the same time. And finally, last but not least, the Lavalarm with the Japanese here. The flank against Byzantines. Japanese, very likely to go archers as well. They could also open men-at-arms because Japanese infantry attacks faster, so that's one of their perks in the feudal age. You see the walls going up here as well. Lavalarm knows the location of purple. And also has a dock up in the north. So we're going to see some naval fighting here in the feudal age eventually. Let me just speed it up a tiny bit here to get to the feudal age and see what kind of fighting that's going to bring us. Ironfoot is not stressing the walls here. He's feeling quite safe here against the Japanese opponent. Which is almost a bit peculiar because the Byzantines are classified as a defensive civilization. So we have the starting scouts for everyone except for the Simonu here, who lost it somewhere on the enemy side. Oh, he found it easy. I can relate to that. Let's see for the result. Okay, so we have the docks here. Okay, Feudal Age not in yet. Does Ironfoot know that there's an enemy dock here? It does. And their Feudal Age timings are comparable here. Yeah, Fire Galleys in the making for purple. Nice. Red is making Fire Galleys down here as well. 2 docks for the Berbers here. And Berbers, their ships move faster. Applies to fish, applies to everything. So you could more easily dodge fights playing as the Berbers. They're both making galleys over here as well, while the back ponds or lakes, they are in general safer, so the pockets have pretty safe fish going for them here. So what's the plan from the pockets here? Are they going straight for the Castle Age Blacksmith Stable? Yeah, Trevor is going Castle Age, while Dan J15 is making some scouts here. So different calls from the pockets already. I mean, if you can get away with a straight cast age like Tribor is doing here, by all means do it, because you're going to have a large power spike over the player going scouts. But right now, there's more army on the field for dying to the war, and the scouts could certainly get some valuable raids in here, while Tribor is on the way up to the cast age. Here comes the second stable. Let's have a quick look at Yellow's resources here. Yeah, 14 on food, 5 on gold. Not going to be able to sustain 2 stables consistently here. The berries get contested as well, and the scouts, I said, yes, now they're getting their value. Because if you want to go straight for the cast stage and not be protected by walls around your base, or keeping the enemies otherwise occupied through aggression from the flanks, then you're going to be looking at villager losses like this. That's 3 villagers down for 3 more going into the cast stage here, and taking a big blow on the economy here is off gold, which is huge when you want to start making knights. Of course, once you get a couple of knights out here, you're going to clean up the scouts. But nevertheless, that's a big blow to 3 more's economy here. No, just casually strolling in here through one gap at the woodline. So we have archers here for both Ironfoot and Lamalar. So and there's the naval fighting as well. Looks like purple is getting the better end of the deal here. It's going to make quick work of Lamalar's fish economy here. South side as well, some fighting, but I'm not sure who's gonna get this one. Look at the Berbers! Look at the ships go! It's outrunning the fire galleys here, and the fish could probably sail away from the grey fire galleys here as well. Oh, the repair micro, nice! Should actually keep it there, I think, because these are so we can. How weird is Yellow's woodland? Yeah, this is thin and long, kind of. Byzantines get faster firing rate. That's true. Tough to fight against Byzantines on water. We actually see it in practice here. Which is actually a good call by Simnu then to go for 2 docks quite early here to try and at least outnumber the Byzantines. And the movement speed of the galleys, Berbers, helps a bit as well, but there's not many places to flee here in the small ponds that are. Looks like Ironfoot is on the offensive here with some archers and shooting away at a Japanese range here. There is an opening, but could be a trap. Okay, quick house there. Just snipe the villager, but now skirmishers for Lamalar. Usually don't see skirmishers in team games, as mentioned, because they can easily be taken out by enemy pockets cavalry units. But here it makes sense because Lamalar is behind walls, and yeah, that disallows any cavalry from entering. I wouldn't encourage massive skirmish investment in team games, though, even because there are already knights out. I mean, if the Trevor and Purple's communication is on point here, you can just run in here and get the skirmishers. Yeah. Don't underestimate Division 6. They have good grasp of the map and seem to have the team communication on point here. Simdu think he's gonna win this one. Hoopla Matt will try to sail away here, but okay, could have chased here actually. These are very, very, very low for the Byzantines. 3 HP and 9 HP. Pulling them back for repairs now. There's still a short fishing bit. No, don't send them! Don't send them forward. 6th division. This is the lowest of the divisions. There's 6 divisions. So Division 1 is highest, Division 6 is lowest. So Simdu with some scouts here. Berber's scouts still in the field age here. Only a few fish working here. Not too many farms either, so I guess that cast age is still a little while away. Okay, could actually drop a market and buy cast age here to get to that Berber's power. Top side we have some archers here coordinating with Thabor's knights here. And meanwhile we have Teal also in the cast age, admittedly with a stronger economy going into it here with more fish, maybe? Nah, the fish count is comparable, but farming eco definitely better for Dan J15 here. Division 2 is the second highest, exactly. I'm in Division 2 as well. We've been dodging the relegation every season so far. Mainly because some teams quitting and stuff, but average isn't too high there either. Maybe 1300 to 1500 elos mostly in the second division. Alright, Dan J here with the knights for the Lithuanians to clean up the Berber scouts. Now, Simdur has been taking some responsibility for water here, but not being able to win it. The Byzantines player with a faster firing rate takes the naval situation there. They're both committing heavily into feudal fighting. One is still queuing fire galleys. Now, at this point, if you're Huplavat, just stop queuing the fire galleys already. You won this. This is most definitely, this is overcommitment. This is too much. Army definitely don't need more. See the fishing ships in queue behind this. Might have forgotten about this stock. Okay, no one's ever gonna take this lake back from Huplamat here. Is securing it for the later game here. 7 knights and 8 knights, but 3 more with more resistant. We have a crossbow on the way for the R input and a forward siege workshop. Nice. Defensive siege workshop via lava alarm as well, so good preemptive reaction there. Boats everywhere, yes. Market in the corner for 3 more. Yeah, why not? What was that? That was some of Thabor's knights, I think, that tried to get some raids in on Huplamat here, but Dan J15 takes responsibility and cleans this up. What's the relic situation here? 2 relics for 3 more, nice! So that's +2 attack for 3 more here, and he has forging as well, so effectively right now he has +2 more attack than Dan J15 here. So Dan J with higher score, better economy, but weaker knights for now. What's this? I'll need to check out that tune later. I heard some fighting here, but 3 stables for Dan J here. But what's the eco setup for Dan J here? He has killed 6 villagers, so he's gotten some good raids in here. 15 on the gold, 25 on food. Okay, it's not quite enough to keep all 3 stables producing, but it's good to catch up later on once the eco kicks in. Cast Age now in for the Simnu here, so he's beating the Byzantines player to it. See the walls are up here as well for Simnu, so the home base should be fairly safe. Defensive siege now for Llama Alarm here. Oh, good hit. Takes out some crossbows there. 3 more and the Iron Foot need to stay together. They need to always stay like glued together here with the armies. Don't leave the crossbows alone, especially not when the mangonels are out in the field. Crossbows should probably enter together with the knights, because if Lava Alarm here, being the Japanese, has some pikemen here to defend, you need the crossbows of your teammate to gain up. And here we go. Dan J15 comes with the knights over here, right? So now Trimor can't really help out here because he's stuck inside of Blue's place. He's doing damage, but they could do much better against Dan J's armies here by working together. So that's a bit of a slip up in the team communication, I think. But all in all, they certainly come out on top of the fight here with better numbers. Higher knights numbers for Trimor here. But Dan J with 3 stables producing, so they're going to catch up in numbers here with keeping that production up. See some movement from the Sivnu over here as well. Crossbows for the Berbers. Actually quite nice flanks play, going to snipe some Huns cavalry archers here now. And I thought grey was the Byzantines because I always see Byzantines as grey, but it's of course it's Huns for Huplamat. The grey player with the boats. We're gonna break in here, maybe get some cavalry archers kills as the second town center for the Iron Foot with the Byzantines here go up. Yeah, they're extending the economies. I think Illusions Lost have a better grasp at expanding the economy in general, which is going to benefit them in the late game. But right now, they are with the most armies and a slight population lead here, villager lead, I mean. So I'm definitely liking Illusions Lost's position here. See some camels being added by the Simnu here. That's going to come in handy to hold off against the Lithuanians cavalry and maybe even cavalry archers if you can get close enough. 3 more with the castle now, going to cover the stone and the home base here from some raids, protecting these thin, small woodlands around here. Alright, we're in. Nice. Simnu pushing on his own here. It's a 1 versus 1 on this side, while Dan J is committing to a raid on Tribor's home base. It's gonna get a good raid in here. 19 knights to 5 now. So this is gonna do some significant damage. Still the relics count 2 ahead for Tribor, so if Tribor had more knights here, he'd be able to win with slightly lesser numbers. But this, yeah, castle gets denied. Gold is going to be exposed again. This is looking a bit rough for Trevor here, and he'll have to be patient here to garrison, mass up some knights, and then take the fight. Maybe add some monks as well. We have a monk in the way here, but we need a few more to really catch up here. All in all, those 75 villagers, or eco units rather. Dan J decides to tap out and try and find some damage on the others as well. Looks like it's going over to purple's side now. Oh, and look at cavalry archers doing work here against the Berbers' crossbows. Suddenly, the Zimnu is left with only 5 crossbows here, and a few more camels in the making. 64 villagers. Imperial Age for the Byzantines here. It is cheaper to go to the Imperial Age for the Byzantines after all, so that's gonna come in handy here. Could add trebs, could add siege trams, but we'll also need to deal with the fact that Dan J is in it for the kill here to go for some raids on Ironfoot now, and the Ironfoot has 20 crossbows to become arbalest, but they are probably out of position here. I'm not quite sure where they Or we have to click to see. Yeah, they're really far away. Beer. That was yesterday. That was yesterday. Actually, why the hell is Streamlabs answering that comment? Coffee, indeed. Oh, look at the ARBs doing work here. They're gonna snipe these knights of Dan 15 easily here. They, surprisingly enough, they don't have ballistics. But they still did good work there against the Teal cavalry. The numbers matching it now, but now we have 3 more going to the Imperial Age here, with 13 knights to benefit from the Cavalier upgrade. Again, some raids here from Teal, so making use of the fact that 3 more was over here helping out. And coffee, indeed, yes. So Lavalar pushing a siege workshop here. That's not going to do too much. Yeah, the Treb is out here. That's nice. That's nice. That's nice. Is what I'm trying to say. Maybe I'm still drunk. And then the Arbalists to cover the Treb here. We have elite skirms, a couple of them from the Japanese here, but not nearly enough. Fully upgraded Arbalists here for the Ironfoot, with also the Treb now venturing into dangerous terrain here. I mean, I'm not sure who to favor here. Dying to the Boar now going to imp with 111 villagers here, and Dan J15, he has barely been hit at all in during the game here at home base. So that's essentially a free boom for the Lithuanians for Dying to the Boar. Not really. Yeah, it's getting the numbers up here. Where are those knights? In fact, they are going for some raids again, aren't they? Gonna work together with Grey maybe to deal some damage here. Camel Archers out for Simdu. Fantastic. That's gonna deal with the Hunt's Cav Archers as discussed earlier. Found a cup of coffee. Nice. Coffee. Good stuff. I've had about half a liter already. I'm not sure if I should make more. I might need it. Hey, it's beer o'clock. Always beer o'clock somewhere. 5 o'clock somewhere, isn't that what they say? I'm not judging anyone for 11:40 beer. Heck, I've had beer at 6 in the morning once. At the airport, mind you. So see, Mangonel's here for Lamalar. That's not going to cut it here against the Arbalest, because Arbalest with Bracer, they outrange the Mangonel and they'll easily just snipe that from a distance. We need some pocket assistance here from Thremor, though, to deal with these skirmishers here. Because the Arbs, yeah, they're not going to get... They can focus on the skirms, but it's not really cost efficient. I'd encourage pulling back to the castle here, so these skirmishers don't get 3 hits like this. Though the fact that morning beer is so acceptable at the airport, well, I only do it when I'm traveling with my buddies abroad for our yearly trip to somewhere. Then we start off nice and early with the morning flight and the beer. At home, I wouldn't do it, I think. Not even at 12. At the cabin, maybe, or at the summer vacation, who knows. There's some teal movement over here. We have some knights getting some raids in again. A Cavalier, 30 seconds to go. And is that Paladin? No, that's a Cavalier for 3 more, so that's kind of late, given the earlier Imperial Age of 3 more here. But Yeah, good rates for 3 more here. Blue is gonna struggle here now with Castle Age Japanese against the Byzantines, Arbs, and Trebs, and even the Bombard Cannon here, that's for sure. I think we're doing the right thing now and focusing on the other players here. Should gang up with the Simnu here, coordinate a little bit to make the efforts even better here. But idling Huns big time here now, with Huns just now reaching the Imperial Age. And now what was that in-game lag? Hopefully 1.5 speed. Look at that. One more can just fitting in perfectly within the frame there. Alright, 2 traps, bombard cannon, and Arbalest pushing here. Blue is in deep shit here, to say it. State it easily here. Getting some free kills for the elite skirms here still. I mean, just a couple of cavaliers here from Tribor, and this just isn't an option for blue. But yeah, with these massive Arbalest, it shouldn't matter too much. Illusions lost now with 3 times the military of Dying to the War, but Dying to the War matching the economy still, so they... we'll see how this plays out. A dangerous number of camel archers here as well. We have the whole of Illusions lost in the Imperial Age here. And now, so nice choke point for the camel archers there. Gonna diminish the cavalier numbers of Teal again here. 40 cavaliers for Teal, 24 for Tribor. But Tribor has 4 relics, mind you. And Danjay only has 1, so... much better paladins eventually for 3-board here, even if it's 30 seconds delayed here. Defensive castle for Hoopla Matt here, but okay, he has one on the hill as well. He's dropping stables now, making a switch to cavalry with the Huns here as well. Might as well do that because the cavalry archers are rendered useless by the Berbers camel archers here. Good pressure by the Simba down south here. And is getting assisted by Tribor here as well now with these soon-to-be paladins. Plus 4 paladins. Heavy Campbell for the Simnu. That's also gonna help out against the pockets and the Huns players' efforts. They've seen the stables probably, so let's just go into camels sooner rather than later. In the meantime, the Ironfoot is having the time of his life here, pushing Japanese back into the Dark Age here. I'll beat you back to Age of Empires. Don't. Bombard cannons at risk of being attacked here by pocket cavalry though. Good catch, but Dan J15 here is going to get amazing value from these paladins. Now he's going to get all 4 bombard cannons just like that. But here comes Simulu with the burst camels here. Although I think Ironfoot is final his own here with the 44 arbed and counting here. Dan J15 calls the GG. First game goes to Illusions lost on this very crowded, messy 4 lakes map here. APM spikes at tops of almost 120 here. Let's see this separate graphs here for Eco and Army for clarity here. Showing very promising army numbers for Illusions lost in the end here. But GG, Ironfoot with an amazing KD there. Got lots out of that earlier Imperial Age with the Byzantines. Danjay with the best economy didn't really get touched at home, but his flanks suffered from the big boom that he was having by the looks of it. Smooth uptime for the scouts. Got some great raids in on 3 more as well. But look at that cast stage time for the Lithuanians. That's sick. That's sick of 3 more there. I think he went straight for the wood with the Lithuanians and then the dock. 14 on 6. Prost. Let's see. Let's show the APM chart just for the fun of it as well. 160 in the very early game. I wonder what they were up to. Probably dropping docks and buildings and clicking builders. I don't know. Well, that's cool. Let's see the other. It seemed like a fairly even matchup. So let's find the second game between these 2 teams as well. Second game between Illusions Lost. We're going to Arabia, and I'll just kick it up, and I need to get myself some water. Otherwise my mouth is going to run completely dry. Yeah, it looks like an even matchup. We'll see what Arabia brings this time. Don't resign. Alright. I'll be right back. Alright, so for the sake of getting through hopefully as many games as possible today, I'm gonna speed up the Dark Age a bit here for these 3G while we'll talk a bit about the Sims here. We have 3 more in the pocket again, seems comfortable in that position. Now going for Mer Pocket on Arabia, so lots of options. We could be seeing Battle Elephants here eventually, especially since in team games you could get trade running and have consistent gold. But Mer can play Scouts into Knights, into Cavalier as well, no problem. Fully upgraded Cavalier. To the left, the Iron Put Byzantines last game, now with another strong flank save here with the Ethiopians. Faster firing archers and bonus going up through the ages for plus 100 food and 100 gold upon reaching next stage. Similar with the Mongols flank here. Also lots of options. Nice early economy for the Mongols to yeah, get boosted by the faster collecting of hunt and stuff. We see a barracks going up here. Could be, well, maybe it is the scouts. It's actually 17, 18, and 19 pop up here for the team here. Let me slow it down a bit. Let me get to the normal speed here, and we need to fix the team names as well. Oh, illusions lost. Going to the brr. Here we go. So Dan J15 with the Britons, faster producing artillery ranges for the whole team. That's going to benefit other players going archers as well, but we have Berbers flank here for Lava Alarm, so not necessarily going to see archers from the Berbers here. I think I saw Thrimor going up for an... Oh, that's a horrible stable. Sorry, Thrimor, but you're blocking your gold with the stable. Not loving that. At least you could mine camp on the other side, but... Playing it very open here, very openly. And the stable without a barracks at all, so Thrimor is extremely vulnerable to scout raids from the opposing pocket here. Padlin, I almost read Paladin, but it's Padlin. Going for the Burgundians here. Yeah, Thrimor's really... Oh, sorry. I'm sorry. Good thing you have the back gold, because you're essentially laming your own gold here with this kind of house walling. Generally speaking, if you want to use structures and foundations as a part of the wall, you want to wall outside of the gold so that your gold isn't exposed to... I mean, if the enemy comes with archers here, even few age archers, they'd be able to deny all of your gold income here. Of course, you have the back gold spots here, but still, for the walls, just make sure to always have some space, buildings a bit in front of the resources, otherwise it's so easy for your enemy to deny it. Okay, double ranges for the Ironfoot here. Let's see, for Vesimnu with the Mongols has been opening scouts here, or plans to open scouts. While the Berbers flank here, going for a mix of archers and scouts. Okay, not sure what the plan is here. The walling is on point though, to the edge of the map, and also kind of, I mean, again, If you had the palisades here instead, being llama alarmed, your gold is perfectly safe from any enemy archers. But doesn't matter when his opposing flank is going scouts, of course. Double scouts here for Illusions Lost. Mongol scouts and 3 more from the pocket, and they're just really heavily dependent upon getting through the walls here, and that's not going to be easy. Look at the walls here for dying to the boar. They're so as safe from scouts as can be here. There's just a big old scouts fest in the middle here, and this is going to be an easy one for Illusions Lost to win since they have double scouts instead of the more beta classic scouts archers combo. On the left side, we have an archers battle though, because we have Britons versus Ethiopians, and as dying to the more out-scouted us before the game. Doesn't look like they have that much scouting going for them though. But of course you'd expect Pocket to go scouts, and if you don't have scouted the Simnu going for scouts as well, you're just walled nice and early here. It's still gonna be annoying though, you're forcing some house walls behind here. As for Ethiopians versus Britons have an easier time getting the mass rolling with their faster working ranges. And also from the cast stage onwards, Britons will have more range. Oh, we might break through here, we might. Get it! So at the very least, being on the offensive now, that is buying the time for Illusions Lost to wall off at home here. This looks like... No, that's not a hole, sorry. That's perfectly fine. Spear defense outside of the walls here as well. Looks like Simnu is about to... full wall. Gonna go to the edge of the map here, that's fine. Save some walking time. 3 more. Isn't too stressed out about the walls because he will have houses to garrison inside in the event of getting raided. That's Khmer bonus. Look at these beautiful farms as well. 18 farms for the Khmer. Better eco than the Burgundians by the looks of it, but Burgundians also have the ability to get the eco-techs earlier, so we'll see how that plays out for them. Simdu trying to get some sneak hits in on the Britons here, but Dan J can just sit behind the walls here and snipe the scouts from outside. Ironfoot is here with the archers though, so this could make for some good coordinated efforts here. And Padlin risks losing the scouts numbers here now. I think is 7 scouts to 8 from Illusions Lost. All of Illusions Lost is on this side now, so they're just begging to be hit on the other right-hand flank now. Dan J is forward with a group of archers here, so good archers mass total for the Britons here. That's gonna force a reaction from the Ironfoot here. Pulls the villagers away, but it's gonna lose at least 1 here, I think, to Dan J's forward. Cast Age on the way for the Berbers now. So that's gonna unlock the cheaper cavalry for the Berbers. Why are you making all the range? Are you gonna go Berbers cavalry archers here? I mean, it's great to have Berbers against Mongols, to be honest, because if Mongols goes for Mangudai later in the game, Berbers will have the perfect counter in the Camel Archer. Scout situation is kind of cancelling each other out here. Okay. Nice. Could actually trap the archers here now. Play some houses or gates or something here, and Dan J has to break out. He's gonna get that villager though. He wants that kill. Eco KD, that's about to be the 5th villager going down for the Ironfoot, so not having nearly as good as the game as the previous one here. Mixing in some skirmishers now. Again, something you usually don't see in team games, because pocket scouts can easily deal with them, but mixing them with the archers in this case makes sense to deal with this forward of the Britons. We have some forward archers for the Ironfoot here as well. Could break through this palisade gate or hit this very exposed woodline in the back if scouting permits. But he's on strike, he's not willing to scout anything for the moment. Archers forward of the Britons being cleared up here though. So getting the defenses up here, the Iron Foot, walls going in towards the TC as well, limiting any aggression. Double ranges for the Simdu. Now I'm not loving this placement because the ranges, unless you want to hide away the fact that you're switching to archers, crossbows, eventually arbalest here as the Mongols, it's not good because it's in the back of your base and the archers will need to travel far wherever they're going. I generally like to have the production buildings pointing towards my enemy's side because then you know the walking distance is shorter both for offense and defense. You're essentially losing 15 seconds of a window of opportunity to deal damage with the crossbows here. We are seeing the Berbers cavalry archers, aren't we? Oh, Dennis would love this. Berbers cavalry archer, who would have thunk, eh? That's certainly a move you don't expect. No bloodlines yet, and not playing into Berber's Castle Age strengths here, but this most certainly had to catch the Mongols off guard here. The Simnu is gonna pull the crossbows back here. Does have a decent mass, and these Berber's cavalry archers, they're missing some armor. Obviously, you usually don't stress that. So HP-wise, the crossbows are matching them. But obviously they're going to have to struggle to catch up with the mobility. We're flaring the downside here. This woodland extremely exposed. It's also very open, so 3 more knights could just run in here and raid like a madman. Oh, not a good spot for the cavalry archers here, I think. We might hopefully see some pick-offs here. So, unconventional choice here, both by having Berber's flank and to play the cavalry archers. Enter Padlin's knights here, going for that Castle Age Cavalier as well with the Burgundians, and +2 defense is in, makes it easier to engage. A good coordinated effort from Green and Teal here now to take out the Zimnu's crossbow investment. I think they're gonna deal some significant damage here now in the red player's base. $49 to 59 military dying to the war now with the eco lead here, 30 or so villagers more. And they are with the offensive here as well. They're gonna wipe out the Simnu's armies as the Simnu drops a defensive castle in the farm eco here. And yeah, might eventually make some Mangudai here. But would you want to make Mangudai with Mongols in the game though? 3 war here with the scouts and knights coming here as well. They don't have +2, but it's going in. Fast imp here for 3 more from the Berbers with only 47 villagers here and 2 TCs. That's also a peculiar Khmer choice here. I'm not sure what the reasoning is behind that, but I'm sure there's a plan. Getting early Cavalier with Khmer to outmatch the Burgundians once, maybe. That's some good raids by dying to the board though. They're getting 8 eco kills here for Padlin, and Dan got some earlier on with the Britons as well. And yeah, Alam also with some villager kills here. $15 Berbers cavalry archers. No bloodlines yet, even though you have the stable here, I think. Should definitely consider the bloodlines upgrade here if eco permits for Lam Alarm here. I love the unconventionality of it, or whatever we should call it. Some skirmishers added here as well. And a couple of forward villagers to add some forward siege, probably. I really don't understand the Imperial Age, though. Let's see what 3 Wars Eco looks like here. Food, gold, okay. We'll be able to afford Cavalier here, but only has 6 knights to benefit from that, so I'm not convinced this is the best call. 4 stables producing. Where's the upgrade? Forward casting now for the Berbers. Are those the skirts? Yeah, you'd think so, wouldn't you? There's only 11 of them though, not 40. So 3 more is in the Imperial Age now. And not going into Cavalier or anything. I still don't understand the reasoning behind the Imperial Age, but we'll get to it, I guess. So, skirmishers here. There's not much pocket help to be had here with the 11 knights of Trimor. However, even being Feudal Age upgraded skirmishers here, they'll handle small masses of Mangudai, no problem. And the Simno doesn't see this castle going up on the hill either. There's a big presence on the hill here for Lavalarm, who wants to make for a push here. Padlin with bigger mass of cavaliers than Trimor has knights as well, so that early Imperial Age wasn't really providing much for isn't really providing much for Trimor just yet. Beautiful Khmer farms in the back here. Someone called my name. Of course, Dennis needs to show up when there's Berbers, cavalry archers at work here, and skirmishers. I think you need to have a chat with Lavalarm. Paddling go for some raids now, and no houses here to hide in for Thribor, so this could be dangerous. It's the first time the Dying to the War are scouting the pocket. You have Cavalier and Plate Barding Armor all the way in now, but where are Thrimore's Knights? Okay, they're going to be getting back home now to defend against the raids here. You could hide in the houses. Actually, the gold miners are semi-safe here. Just a house on this side and the or a quick castle. Castle quick wall. Nice. Yeah, maybe that goes up. I'm not sure. Cavalier is in. Perfect. Look at the HP now. Because yeah, the Padlin has more numbers, but that's the only reason the HP situation is better for Padlin as well. But he only has the Castle Age upgrades, right? So I feel like Trimor could actually engage here because he's missing some attack upgrades, maybe not, but he has better armor. And now, meanwhile, on the other side, the Simnu is falling victim to camel archers, cavalry archers, skirmishers, spearmen, and a stray archer here by Lavalar. Good old AI army here. Imperial Age on the way as well. And Kashpa to boost the production speed of castles. Danjay with castle on the other side though, so he wants to push with the Britons here against the Ethiopians. Could be some back and forth here for sure. AI army indeed. You could say that Trimor needs attack upgrades, but he has to pull armor, which is arguably more important. He is struggling to keep up with the numbers though, but it's Bloodline versus non-Bloodlines here, so Trimor is getting the better end of the deal here. 66 villagers to Bondo. The Burgundians pocket should be in a better situation here. Well, if this castle went up, we'd see the longbowman for sure, but it's not going up, and we're snagging some relics here. Lithuanians is kicking in here for Trimor. Ethiopian's castle up here. Oh, look at this massive crossbows for Danjay though, that's ridiculous. I'm liking dying to the war's position here. They have the army lead. They have 100 villagers more, which is huge. And they have 2 castles forward on the poor Mongols player Simdu here, about to lose some more economy and presence here. Imperial Age for Pavlin with the Burgundians as well. Probably going to Paladin. Paladin going Paladin. There we go. So that's going to outmatch the Kavur Cavalier for a little while until, well, the upgrades are kicking in here for 3 more as well, so maybe not. 20, 30-ish more military for dying to the war. But the big issue is on the right-hand side here, because the Simnu is still in the Castle Age, being heavily pressured here by the Berbers AI army, and a couple of trebuchets are out as well to focus buildings here. Harvest now for the Ethiopians, while the Britons probably have them already, right? Yeah. Oh, this is rough. This is really rough for the Iron Foot here. Yes, the numbers are almost comparable. Well, yeah, it's outnumbered as well, but the big issue here is the fact that Britons have 5+5 range. Ethiopians, they fire faster, but they have 5+3 range only. Some pocket help here, but this just isn't enough. This definitely isn't enough. Unless you have the fight of a lifetime here. Let's see. The Iron Foot will get closer, we'll use that faster firing rate, but Danjay is pulling away and just using the range advantage of the Britons. We'll be focusing down the Cavalier here, even fleeing towards the hill here, and then should easily be able to pick off the Ethiopians' arbalists here by using the sheer numbers advantage here. It's evening out, actually. Not playing Britain's rage to its fullest here. You have the hill here, you have a castle here. Just, okay, I'm there we go, pulling away, nice. That could have been a much better fight for Dan J15, but he keeps his core lead, he keeps the castle on the hill for now, and is about to trap down the Ironfoot's castle on the hill here. I think this gold is denied of the Ironfoot for now, and now the Britain's arms on the hill here. The production non-existent for Dan J here, so it's not... Oh, he's getting longbows! Never mind, he's getting yeoman and longbows. We're going to see 6+6 range longbows here, if he gets to elite longbowman eventually here. Yeoman, conscription, longbows. Nice. Burgundians, paladins here as well to raid. And yeah, army numbers not looking too sharp for the Ironfoot or Illusions Lost overall here. Or Eco, sorry, is looking really bad there. Down to half the villagers of dying to the war. While at the right hand side we have Berbers, cavalry and camel archers and 3 trebs here. Goodbye, man, good eye. And now full on camels for the Simdu. Not the worst idea ever, but they're still weak to ranged fire like the camel archers and cavalry archers. So we'll see how it pans out here. Well, let's see this fight. How's that going to work out for the camels? There's a bit of a hill bonus for the camel archers as well, but the HPs are very much in favor of the camels, I think, because if you remove the trebs here, it's army strength better for the camels, but still, camels, even with their proper upgrades here, they are lacking quite a bit of pierce armor, and Lamal Arm gets out on top here for sure. Look at the scores, they're 3k score ahead now. Pushing nicely on both sides. Paladins raiding like crazy here. A couple of trebs from the Britain's player to join in here. Arb numbers increasing again as well. 26 arbs to the non-existent army of the Ironfoot here. Looks GG, says Venture Bomba. And they might be right. There it is. Losing on Arabia. And the set ends up on 1. Nice. Berbers, cavalry archers, and into AI army for the win. 111 arbalists for Dan J15 here. Could have gotten some better trades, I think. 3 more with 43 cavalier in the end. That's good as well. And this time is a reverse from the Four Lakes game. It's going... it's dying into the war with the army advantage here now. Britons with the most resources collected, cheaper town centers for Britons. That could be some of the explanation, and being the aggressor rather than being hit of raids and counter aggression for the opposing team. You see the uptimes here, Tribor with 833 going for the scouts there, but still not early enough out with the scouts to get inside of the, or get to the opponents before they were full walled. So a good homemade hideout for all of dying to the war here. Finally, let's look at the APM chart, because that's kind of funny stats here. Don't understand these early APM spikes. There's a spam clicking to, maybe even clicking the villager creation button 3 times to cure villagers, maybe that's it. And a big spike here in the 30-something minute mark. That's probably when the ARBS fight was in the, when was Imperial Age here? It was before the ARBS, but yeah. Interesting numbers.